Alastor was back at the hotel from getting stuff for the hotel. A month later, and so are the hotel staff, seemed to be very pleased about this. Seeing him and Isabella both getting along was joy to them. However, it was Isabella's birthday that was coming up next month, which meant it was summertime, and everyone at the hotel wanted to make Bella's birthday special. Isabella walked to see Charlie at the front of the hotel. The front entrance was quiet and around noon when the people had stuff to do. The demons were staying in the hotel left. Some checked out while the others had things to do and they were out for the day. "Hey Izzy, you doing good?" Charlie asked, checking up on how her friend was doing. "Yeah, I'm doing fine. I just can't believe that my birthday's coming up," Isabella replied. "If only my parents were around here. I sure hope they are here." "If they are here, you can invite them to celebrate your birthday," Charlie suggested. "That's true. Maybe I could do that if I ever see them," Isabella said. She then grabbed her coat and was about to leave the hotel with Rex walking beside her. "Where are you and Rex going?" Charlie asked, seeing Isabella and Rex about to leave the hotel. "I'm just going to take Rex to the park out for a run. I'll be back," Isabella answered as she left with Rex following her. At the park was quiet since there weren't that many demons out at the park. Isabella lets Rex off leash just to run around. She watches as her dog rolled around and ran around the park while being a goofy dog. However, Rex then heard something and stopped. His ears perked up upon hearing the sound. Isabella approached Rex and looked in the direction where Rex was looking at. The forest is what Rex was looking at, where the sound was coming from. "What did you hear, boy?" Isabella asked her dog. Isabella had her wand ready in case of an attack were to happen, so she waited a bit until a male deer demon, who was blue, approached her. He was the same deer demon as Alastor, only he was like college student age and not the radio demon. "Who are you?" Isabella asked the deer demon. He had brown eyes as he stood up. "Isabella?" it asked. It was Isabella's brother, but why was he sent to hell? "Wait, you're my brother?" Isabella asked. "Yes, it is. I remember falling out of our parents' bedroom window and dying on the spot," her brother said. "I'm sorry I wasn't there to save you in time. I feel like I failed you as an older sister." Isabella sighed sadly. "No need to apologize. You were young at the time. I will never forget that Dad tried to help," her brother replied. "His name was Kenny." "No need?" Isabella asked. Just as she looked up, she saw her parents show up not far from her other brother. Jacob, who's her father, had deer antlers, while her mother didn't. They were surprised to see their daughter. "Oh my God, Izzy, is that you?" Jacob asked. "Yes, it's me, Dad. How did you get in hell?" Isabella asked. "Our past lives killed us. I died of cancer from the drugs I took. Your father died of kidney failure. At least we are here to see you," Jennifer answered as she and Jacob both hugged Isabella. "I'm so glad to see you two, too. I missed you then Kenny," Isabella said to her parents. "When we got here, we first started looking for you, but we had a hard time finding you," Kenny began. "At first we thought you were dead, but we kept pushing to keep searching." "Are you somewhere safe?" Jacob asked. "Yes, I am. Come with me, Mom and Dad. You too, Kenny," Isabella said, as she led her parents to her brother with Rex following them. Back at the hotel, Isabella approached the doors to the hotel when Alastor opened the door. Once he did so, he was shocked to see Isabella's parents. It was surprising that Isabella's parents and her brother were also deer demons themselves. "Izzy, mind explaining to me why you have with that radio demon?" Jacobs asked suspiciously, knowing it was Alastor. He had his suspicions on him while working as a radio talk show host. "It's Alastor, Dad. He's my boyfriend," Isabella answered. What the fuck did I just heard?" Jacob stammered in shock. "You heard him, sweetie. He's her boyfriend," Jennifer answered. "After the murders he did in the past? Isabella, honey, he could trick you into killing us," Jacob stated. "He's not like that with me. Yeah, he may have been a murderer in the past before life in hell, but that doesn't mean I changed my view on him. You should know that he's my boyfriend. I'm old enough to make my own decisions," Isabella replied bluntly. She's not a little girl anymore, Jacob. You gotta let her go, Jennifer said to her husband. Is he hurting you? Jacob asked his daughter. Isabella was about to explain, but that's when Alastor cut her off. Of course not. Why would I even have dreams of hurting your daughter? She's my girlfriend. I give her every desire and what she wants, Alastor explained. So I assume that you haven't tied the knot yet, haven't you? Jacob replied, asking Alastor. Not yet. She's going to be my bride, though. We have a deal, Alastor answered, as Isabella showed her moon necklace to her family. No way. She's made a deal with him? Kenny asked in surprise. She sure did. I hope she loves him, Jennifer said. Of course I love him, Mom. He's been kind to me since then. He helped me out at this hotel. Hell, he's the one that attracted more demons here, Isabella replied. As long as he doesn't hurt her otherwise, he and I will be having a field day, Jacob said, as Vaggie showed up and heard the commotion and decided to go see what the noise was about. Hey Izzy, I was hearing some noises and I'm wondering what all the... Vaggie stopped when she saw 3 deer demons. Kenny was her brother, and he had antlers and his hair was blue. Jacob had also had antlers, while Jennifer had no antlers since she was a female deer demon. Isabella? Who are they? Charlie asked, as she joined Vaggie at the front of the hotel. Alastor and Isabella, along with Angel Dust, soon heard the commotion along with Husk and Nifty, so they joined at the front entrance with their friends. Charlie, Vaggie, you're seeing my brother who died from the window, and you're also seeing my parents, Isabella stated. She explained how to Alastor and how her father worked in the past, before hell. Once she got the story out, her friends understood what happened to her parents, and they died before being sent to hell. Can we get you anything? Husk asked. Sure. Get me some Long Island iced tea, Jennifer answered. Just Coke for me and Kenny, Jacob said as Husk headed for the bar to get drinks. Where do you guys live in hell? Isabella asked her parents. We live at the edge of town where the forest is. We like to be far away from the city, Jacob stated. It's crowded here, so we thought we'd like to come visit you as much as you'd like. If you want to have us stay at the hotel for a few days, then that's all right with us, Jennifer added. Your hotel is pretty damn awesome, Kenny said, while looking around. Aren't you going to ask them, my dear? Alastor asked Isabella softly. Ask them what? Isabella replied, questioning the radio demon. About us getting married. You want your parents to be here, right? Alastor said. Of course I do. I'm just a bit shy, Isabella replied softly. I understand, my dear, Alastor stated. Mom, Dad, Kenny, Alastor and I have something to tell you, Isabella began, catching her parents and Kenny their attention. Go ahead, Izzy, you can tell us, Jennifer said. Me and Alastor want to invite you three to our wedding. That is when we announce when the wedding will be, Isabella replied. My daughter's getting married? I never expected that to be the case, Jacob said as he was stunned to hear the news. When is the wedding? Jennifer asked, questioning her daughter. That'll be when Alastor pops the question. We're just waiting till the time is right. We would love for you guys to be at our wedding. You're my family, Isabella stated. And since she's my bride, it makes sense for me to marry her. Or with your permission, of course, Jacob, Alastor said to Isabella's father. I give you my permission to marry my daughter, on the condition that you'll keep her safe and make sure you don't even think about cheating on her. And if you hurt her, you will meet a very angry buck at you would not want to mess with, Jacob replied to Alastor. I accept that. I will not hurt your daughter, and I would never cheat on her. Besides, why would I want to cheat on her with someone else? Isabella is the only one I want, and I would never do anything to harm her, Alastor said as he hugged Isabella close as he wags his tail. He seems trustworthy even before hell, Jennifer stated, despite Jacob having suspicions on Alastor. Jacob and Jennifer and Kenny decided to stay at the hotel for a few days, so during that time it was great for Isabella and Alastor to catch up on family life. While their visit was fun, Jennifer said that her daughter and Alastor were more than welcome to visit them at their house. The day after they left the hotel after staying for a few days, Alastor was dressed up fancy for a special dinner. The two of them were going to go out to a special romantic dinner, and since Isabella's birthday was coming up, they wanted to do a special date before her birthday. Isabella was wearing a purple dress that had some of her chest showing, but it still fitted her very well. She also decided to put her own makeup on. While she did her best to reassure herself that everything was going to be fine, she heard a knock at the door. It was Alastor, so she called out saying that she'd be out in a bit. Once she got out of her bedroom, Alastor admired how beautiful Isabella was. My, Isabella, you look beautiful in purple tonight. You look more beautiful than you ever were. I hope you like what I'm wearing, Alastor stated. Of course I do, Alastor. You're handsome in that tuxedo. A cute radio demon, deer demon, I might add, Isabella said as she kissed his cheek. I'm glad you like me handsome, my dear, Alastor said as he took her hand. The two of them walked towards a carriage being pulled by 4 horses outside. Alastor, you got the horses pulling a carriage? That's romantic, Isabella said, in surprise to see 4 horses with a carriage that they were going to pull. Alastor opened the carriage door and let her inside first. Then he followed her inside, and the horses began to move as they pulled the carriage. Isabella and Alastor spent the carriage ride talking, and even sharing some laughs with one another. The horses pulled the cart and took them to a nice quiet part of the forest. Once the cart had stopped in the quiet part of the forest, Alastor got out first, before helping Isabella out of the carriage. Wow, the forest is romantic here tonight, Isabella said, looking around the forest to see how so lovely it was, especially tonight. Indeed it is, my dear, Alastor replied as he and Isabella looked around the forest. There was some music being played on a radio not far from the table. It was playing slow romantic music. Shall we, my dear? Alastor asked as he turned his attention to Isabella. We shall, Alastor, Isabella said, taking his hand as the two of them walked over to their table. Would you like some jambalaya? Alastor asked her. I would like some spaghetti tonight, something different, Isabella answered as Alastor made a dish of jambalaya appear for himself. All righty, anything for my bride, Alastor said, as he made a plate of spaghetti appear, along with some meat, marinara sauce, and Parmesan cheese on top. Looks out great, Alastor. Looks great to eat, Isabella chuckled, as some garlic bread appeared along with a bowl of salad. Glad you like it, my dear. Enjoy it while it lasts, before it's all gone. Ha ha! Alastor chuckled, as he and Isabella began to eat their dinner. It was peaceful and no one disturbing them. It was just her and Alastor eating together. While music played in the background, Isabella was liking the scenery around her and Alastor. There were some animals that approached them and that they were friendly, and somehow did not fear Isabella. But Alastor, on the other hand, after they finished eating their dinner, they both had their dessert, which was an ice cream sundae. Isabella was feeling as she saw the sundae in front of her. I sure hope you enjoy your dinner, my dear, Alastor said. That I sure did, Alastor. I hope we can have more romantic nights like this, Isabella replied as she started to eat her dessert. Whatever you want to do a date like this, my dear, all you guys do is say you want a night like this, and with that I can make it happen for you, Alastor said as he started to eat his ice cream sundae. After the ice cream sundae, Alastor poured himself a glass of wine as he poured a glass for Isabella. He then handed her the glass, and they both had a toast. If they were going to tie a knot someday in hell, they did that. And after they had their both glasses of wine, a song came up, and on the radio, to which Isabella had recognized what song it was. The song was Music of the Night from The Phantom of the Opera. It was one of Isabella's favorite songs from the musical. I remember this song, Isabella said as Alastor approached her. You like it, eh, my dear? Alastor said, grinning. Well, my dear, I don't suppose we could dance to this. I'd like to dance with you, Alastor. I want to make the Music of the Night our song, Isabella said as she took Alastor's hand that he held out for her. As she took his hand, the two of them stepped a few feet away from the table. The two of them began to dance from the song Phantom of the Opera, to which it was a romantic song they danced to. Isabella was held close to Alastor as they danced. It was a beautiful night in hell for a romantic date. They then felt safe within Alastor's arms, and she continued to dance in Alastor's arms as the song continued to play. Some of the dance moves involved Alastor picking her up, to which Isabella trusted him not to drop her. And with that he didn't. He was always on his word, and whenever he was going to do something with Isabella, he never broke any promises he had towards her. The last thing Alastor ever wanted to need was to lose her, and he sure cannot afford to lose the one that he loved. After the song ended, Isabella and Alastor formed a kiss on their lips, as their tails wagged in happiness as they were alone. If someone like Vaggie, Charlie, or Nifty were around, they'd all be loved up at the sight of kissing them. Husk and Angel Dust would obviously make disgusted faces as they saw them kissing each other, but they would do it in a playful manner since they were more adults. As for their date, Alastor and Isabella head back to the hotel on horses pulling a carriage, to which it was a nice trip home. Once the two got home at the hotel, Alastor walked Isabella to her bedroom. They both planned to kiss together before Isabella turned to her bedroom in for the night. Once she was in her bedroom, Alastor walked away, feeling happy and more loved than he already was.